One. I'm really excited to do this today on Toy Domination. I'm really excited to do this because we get to just talk to some of our friends, and this is by their request. They were like, "Hey, we want you to do this." It's like, really? Okay, we'll just field some of your questions. So today on Toy Domination, we're doing question and answers with Dom and
Joe.
There it is.
The pointing threw me off. I was like, what is he doing? Pointing to himself? Because he went like this.
Yeah,
Dom and
then I was hoping another hand would pop up, and that's it. So so today's question and answer night. So we're gonna do some news. We've already got a couple questions that have been queued up by some of our friends, and then we're gonna intermittently show some what you got throughout the episode here too. And I don't know, we can literally, you could ask and be like, "Hey, what was that one figure?" And we'll go grab it and bring it on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
We already said what's your most disappointing purchases, and I went and snatched them right now, and we'll talk about it here too. So yeah, thanks everyone for jumping on here. Really quick, we've got Pirates of the Galaxy. Not this time, Bjorn. I'm first. Nailed it.
He made
got him. Got him good. But then Born did show up, and he said he was working today. Ah, man. I like that it was like an exception. Like, I work today. Like, it's not a normal thing, which is a blessed life. # blessed. Beta Ray Bob already was one of the questions here, too. How are you doing, Pirates of the Galaxy? See, they're already leaning into the question and answering. How are you doing? That's good. Schmebelock or something. Good job, Steven. You nailed it. Nailed it.
Or it's the or something. That makes it better.
Yo, bros. Hold on, and then we already have it. So Joe's reminder: post your questions in the chat. Drop the questions that you want to say. I think Dom will say Monstar and say, "Oh, already." And then here's a question, Joe. Do you want to answer this one right now?
Yeah. Why don't we answer that?
Yeah.
Question for Dom and Joe: how you doing? From Beta Ray Bob.
How are you doing, Joe?
I'm doing okay.
I'm
doing better now that the show started. This show is so fun, and I have such a good time. And honestly, private life, it's been okay. It's been a little rocky.
Yeah.
Not relationship wise, but otherwise.
For those who that's what everyone assumes instantly when you say rocky.
Yeah, right? I was like, that sounds bad. I'm not having marital problems. Anyway,
Lauren is cheating on him in the next room right now.
Lauren's watching this in the other room like, what the?
With her boyfriend. How did he know? So
life's been crazy, but but toys wise, it's been fun. So I'm been good.
Good cathartic escape. For me, so actually I had today off, and I'm taking the rest of this month off, and I'm spending the last of my boys' summer with them because I did not get to spend any of the summer with them because of my stupid job, which I've transitioned out of, which is awesome. And it was the first Monday I went to work being like, it's Monday, because I didn't have to put up with that crap for the rest of the week. So that was super fun. All right, we've got Rad Galaxies. What up to you, you 3D printing madman? And he's already spread his insanity to some of our other friends. And then I feel like I skipped a couple folks here. I'm so sorry. If you're in the chat, go ahead and jump up. But I think I skipped a couple of you. Okay. For our member, we got news first, and then we'll get into the questions, right? So we got some news?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, all right, let's pop up some news here, man.
Dom, hot off the presses.
Go ahead.
There's no news tonight.
Well, that's good news then.
And we're done.
No news is good news. That's what I'm saying. Honestly, with the way my pre-orders hit, I could use a breather from the freaking toy news, man. I am absolutely overwhelmed with this crap.
Well, as usual, there's always stuff to talk about. I mean, I was like, there's that new Marvel Legends wave from the 97 X-Men cartoon that's coming out. And I'm it looks kind of cool and it's a little cartoony, but they're still doing it. And I'm like, man, I might actually get a few of those Marvel Legends. But at the same time, I'm like, nah. And we don't need to talk about it. If I see him in the stores and I'm like, I didn't buy anything this week, I might get one, but it depends.
So one of the questions that Fam and Studios asked, he's not on right now, but he asked on the post, he asked if there is a toy line that's not currently being made that you wish was being made, what was it? I actually have a couple weird ones, and I will caveat this with saying it could be a resurrected toy line. It doesn't have to be never made. Like
okay, so that changes. That changes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you can you can what's it called? Upscale one if you wanted to.
Well, I mean, my instantaneous response and always will be is Exo Squad. Love those toys.
High five. That's same thing.
Love those toys so much. Yep. And I miss their intricacies. Like, yes, you can get like
over-enginered, and I like in a positive way. I like that description.
It's very well, especially at its price point. Like when that came out, those were like $10.99, $14, maybe $11, $12, like somewhere in the 10 to 15 range, and like. For all of, granted, the figures were small, but like for fitting inside a mechanical suit like that, it was just like, first of all, the figures being small still had really great articulation, kind of G.I. Joe level articulation, aside from their abdomens. And I was just like, this is awesome because I can play with these just as much as I played with G.I. Joes. One of the reasons I love G.I. Joes is all the articulation. But then, combining that with those suits, get out of here. That toy line was amazing. Yeah, no, that's my number one too. Unfortunately, to be $50, if not more now, they'd be comparable, I assume, to the Joy Toy mechs, right? So like equal to that, kind of like, and those are like 90 like an and 80. Above. Yeah, exactly. So which I mean, I don't know. Also, they'd have to be upscaled a little bit more in size too. You can't do that. I wish, if they did them again, I'd want a 3.75. I'd want them to be able to fit in with all the G.I. Joe, Star Wars, anything that size that you'd want to play with. They'd probably go just totally wild and be like, we're going to do 7 inches. Yeah. What? You're like, what? No one can afford these. Captain Power. Man, did you see? I didn't put it up as news, but because there was so much we've been talking about recently. But go on. There's a Mezco suit, a mech suit. It looks, and it's their homegrown characters, the Roach character. Yeah. Okay, yeah. But it's like a space. It kind of has like a Adam Strange, like, Buck Rogers kind of thing, like kind of costume going on, and then but at the same time he has this mech suit, and then I'm like, oh my god, no, I can't. It's too expensive. But a mech suit for a 6-inch figure that's pretty awesome. I kind of wanted to get it, but it was just too expensive. And then we got Captain Power. I felt like someone was, Cops is out there. There's so many I think Sector's made a sneak up like with 1 or 2 figures. Like there's so many revitalizations there. Captain Power's redone would be kind of neat too. Okay, so Exo Squad was the number 1, but here are actually my other ones, and they're weird. They're weird ones. Do you remember the toys Air Raiders? And they had little purple dudes and little orange dudes, and like they were in this cool sci-fi thing, and you would you'd hit the thing and it would puff them out across, and some of them had zip lines too, but they like had they were tiny. The ones with the clip-on backpack that had like the almost like a spool that went up above them. No. Those are Sky whatever, right? No, these guys, they had sci-fi vehicles that you could sit in multiple cockpits and like airships, gunships, and stuff like that too, and like little fighters that had like they were super fun. I definitely had some of those other ones, whatever they were called, but they all looked. I'm such a sucker for uniformity, and all the vehicles, they had the same exact figures. Sometimes they'd be like a captain or lieutenant that had like a different helmet, but I was like, look at these army builders and all the vehicles. I absolutely love those. I thought those were so cool. And then the other line actually would do kind of in the same thing is the Space Com with the little teeny guys with the magnetic feet that would go in the vehicles, and they're like astronauts, and you would magnetize the actions. So it was spring loaded, like you close up the canopy, and we hit the magnetic button, the magnet, it would go, it would unfold or do whatever too. So there's no batteries, no spring loaded. So those were super fun. And it's because of Toy Galaxy, I was like, oh yeah, I kind of remember Space Com. I started watching it again. I was like, holy crap, I love this. I love the theme. I love the aesthetics for it. Basically what I'm missing is a good sci-fi Force 4-inch figures. I would be happy with either one of those to be like, and you're now into my reality. So that would definitely scratch my itch there. One's from my childhood that I really loved. I really loved Brave Star. Like, I know that's like a random. I know there's some people that love Brave Star out there, and Ramen Toys is making like the Marshall or whatever, kind of thing. Yep. So they're doing one, but I mean, like, how many will they make? And Also, and not that I need to have a bunch of those or anything, but it'd be kind of cool if that came back for a little while, or like a 6-inch version of them to like mix in. But I don't. Yeah, but that was always a weird scale too, because it was bigger than almost anything you played with when you were a kid. Like even they kind of towered over even like Thundercats. They were like 8 inches tall or 7 inches tall or something. They were weird scale. But there's a thing that, so I don't know if you ever played with these when you were little, but it's not Legos but Constructs. Do you ever play with Constructs when you were little?
I did, of course. Yeah.
It was like girders and the little blues.
I stole the stuff to put with GI Joes though.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So that's why I loved about those things, because me and my brothers, we'd have those. We had these. They sold this giant orange briefcase filled with pieces. So it wasn't like a set.
Yep.
So like I had me and my brothers like all kind of had one of those. So we had a lot of them. So like pieces rather. So we would build like huge bases for the Joes and like or little bunkers or spaceships we needed them to be in, or like anything. And like we never really had any of the figures that came with Constructs, other than like maybe what came with that case or whatever.
Right.
But we were just, it was like Legos on the scale for G.I. Joe. So we were like, I love this, you know, and so we would just build
they looked industrial,
all kinds of stuff.
They filled out the space more. You could put in fake walls. No, those were great, man.
Yeah, like steel girders. They looked like girders. Yeah, so it just looked like you could, you know, and you'd slap the little base plates in the little rectangles you'd make or whatever. And man, we used that so much when I was a kid. So like, that would be really cool if someone actually came up with like a good modular system that's not bank breaking, would be really cool.
So that's like, the trick, right? Yeah,
it's the trick. Yes, that's not bank breaking. Because the key is to have a ton of them, you know, like a ton of it. So like, you know, if I can only buy like a few walls, I'm like, well, what's the point of that? I'll just make it in a cardboard box.
You know? 2 walls at $50 each. You're like, what are you doing?
No thanks. Yeah. But like, if someone could build something that like, or that's modular that actually like fits into my budget, that would be amazing. I would love to have something like that again.
Beta Ray Bob is a huge Eagle Force fan, and you're right. I did get I got some of the Bubble Helm guys from them on pre-order already. And I do like those a lot. They're pretty simple. They're pretty plain, but I could probably slap some other armor on them too. And you're right. I would love to see a 1/18th scale.
Oh, Zoids.
Oh my, can you imagine? That's like, I love just it's not even anthropomorphized, like animal mecha with giant guns all over them. Like awesome. You know, like a Liger with 8 cannons on it. So awesome. Hey, what's up, Timbo Toys?
Do you have another one?
Yeah, I do. So, and then we'll show a toy or two here. Let's see. So, playing with 375 had one. Oh, he asked biggest. Oh, wait, Bob had one originally on the post too. So let's cover Bob's here.
Wait, do you have another one from this question? I mean,
no, just those two. That's enough.
Okay.
Beat that
I did well.
You got more?
But, no, I just the only. So this has obviously been a topic in like G.I. Joe kind of mindset for a while, but Mask, I always loved that toy line.
Oh,
and if they had a G.I. Joe size of Mask, I'd be like, I'm buying those, like hands down. Transforming vehicles with random superhero-esque figures that have helmets and stuff, like I'd buy all of those. But again, only if they were scaled up a little bit, you know, like that little. I don't have no desire to get the little 2-inch figures anymore. You know, like I'm not, you know.
Yeah. Hello. So Bob's question on our post today was, will we be able to talk Marvel Legends trading cards? And I said, if Joe, you'll have to ask Joe. That's only a question Joe can answer.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it's too early to tell. We'll see if we have time, Bob, you know?
All right, let's and then so 375 had one too. He said biggest regrets. So your biggest regrets purchasing. I do. Do you have one?
Well, why don't you go with yours first?
Oh wait, I just saw this one. This one's awesome. I actually have this answer. I'm not really a car guy, but 77 Chevelle, hands down. SS. I was fantasizing about one for the longest time, and I almost bought one a couple times. They were in reasonable price. I absolutely love that vehicle.
Right. I do kind of own my dream car. I love Jeeps. Jeeps. I love Jeep Wranglers, and I've had a few, and I currently have one, and I love it to death. It's my favorite car. Favorite, if not that, a really like the Stingray that they based the '89 Batmobile off of, I'd buy one of those in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Okay, what was your regrets?
I don't know if I have one.
Oof.
From this year or just in general?
Let's put a timestamp on it. You know what I mean? Let's.
I mean, I don't have any recent regrets. I really am very careful what I buy. You know what I mean? And
well, so it's funny. Like I guess it's like a bad date or whatever. Like I've had a couple bad dates, but I'm learned like, oh, that one burned me. You know what I mean? So, I had a couple lessons learned here, and one of them, what someone already called it out, and like, yep, Monstar. This was not like, and you bought this guy too. Did you ever open him up?
Nope, still in the package.
Okay, so that counts then, Joe. That counts.
Well, I didn't want to I knew you were going to bring him up, so I didn't. I wasn't going to.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I was going to return it, but it just life got in the way, and then the window of refund shut. So I was just like, I'll just sell it on eBay or something. Yeah. But no, I never opened them. Yeah.
Hey, for those who jumped into the member stream last week, I did show my collection of these really cool robots, as well as some other awesome anthropomorphic robots. And they're still not my entire collection, as Josh from Winsilla said, wow, you have a lot of toys. I do have a lot of toys. These are super awesome, and I would love to be able to talk to them again at some other time. So yeah, Monstar, a towering disappointment for me. He's just got these weird candy thighs, but not in a good way. You know what I mean? Like he's thick. he's thick in all the wrong ways, Joe. You know what I mean? And I just man, I don't really complain very often. So I think that's an obvious one. And then my other ones that I just got, and this is a recent what you got. We were putting away toys today, and I had him out with the boys, and I just held him in my hands, and they're like, "Is he a medic?" I was like, "No." And Pam was like, "He's a candy cane." And I was like, "No."
Is he a medic?
And then you know what they came to?
He's not Christmas themed either.
Yeah, and they came to the conclusion of like, Dad, just sell him, just put him on eBay. I'm like, no one's gonna buy him. I just got him. They're like, Dad. I'm like, look, this was my lesson about Marvel Legends. Like, I don't need them all. Like, I'm paring down. He is like, I may keep him just as a reminder. I'm like, you don't need them all. So
yeah, just put them on the shelf behind you very prominently, and just like every time we sit down and do the show, just look at it and be like, never again.
Yeah. Just a reminder. Every time I go to Hasbro Pulse, I just have him in my hand.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with this figure. It's just, it is a metaphor for like my purchasing. You know what I mean? Like, oh man.
Yeah.
And that's why, as cool as a mask line would be, I'll never get it unless I can get it incorporated into something I play with. It's just not entering my collection.
Yeah, that would definitely be one that's like, again, my son, who's not even 2, is obsessed with cars, and it would just be a great way to be like, and also figures, buddy, and also figures, kind of thing. So like, that's kind of where my, aside from maybe getting the 1 or 2 that I was like obsessed with as a kid or something, but like,
right.
And that's just straight nostalgia, really.
So,
listen, we crushed that answer with Exo Squad alone. Like we are.
Yeah. The orb, yes, the orb, same thing. I almost got him for the Build-A-Figures. I was like, I don't want the eyeball guy. I just can't, man. I don't know, like, a 4-inch matte tracker. They did make a matte tracker.
Yeah, G.I. Joe size.
He's a fake G.I. Joe. Yeah. So he's out there. I have him.
That's true. He is. Yeah, he does exist. And I think that was like them kind of like testing the waters. Like, is it? That
was when they were combining they merged all the universes together. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And then a spoiler, I did get 2 more of those science officers back there.
Oh, look at that.
So, okay. Dude, they're so good. I absolutely love that figure. Love it. If those are in 4-inch,
I mean, yeah.
I couldn't do the stream if those were in 4-inch, because I would have sold this laptop to buy more of them. Like, that's how good they are. So that's a sneak peek of what you got. And hey, what's up, Ken? Now, Steven had another question, Joe. I don't know if you're prepared to answer this, but I am.
Hey, Ken.
And I have been withholding this as a secret from our friends, not really family, but our friends. What is your favorite toy, if you have one, out of your collection? Do you have a favorite? I do.
Good Lord.
Yeah. And I'm prepared.
What is my favorite toy?
In front of the internet right now to be able to profess my undying love for my favorite toy.
All right. Well, why don't you tell me what it is?
I'll tell you what it is, what it really, really is. I'm gonna put my camera back up because I have him in my hands. So this figure, I mentioned, I teased him on Payne's toy samples when I went on there because he asked this, and I wouldn't give myself up. I was saving my number one toy virginity. But the reason why I love it is because it is a blank slate and yet marked with individuality that is unique to mine only, and that's how he came, and that is amazing to me. Hey, what's up, Gap After Dark? It is the space prisoner from Acid Rain. And why he is unique to me is because they actually individually serialize these figures. So my number is 33105, and he is mine. And that blew my mind when I got that. And unlike the other
really
acid,
cool.
You can kind of hide his clunkiness with the suit, like the Acid Rain figures.
Yeah.
Yep. And the helmet comes off. I did swap out the head and put this dusty version head on here. Who is
I like that head.
Yeah. And the fact he's grungy and he's orange as a space prisoner, but he's sci-fi, like it elicits so much. Like he's a space prisoner. There are jobs out in space that you're being forced to do, and you're still
indentured servitude.
Yes, it's so good. And my boys and I love the SCPs. So like in that lore, they have these guys that they throw in to like test the monsters. So like, oh, it's great. I also like the jet pack with the lights comes off too, and he's got power clothes which I didn't grab. But I always give him this crowbar because he's a prisoner, so he doesn't get weapons. So whenever there's some sort of monster breakout, he has to just use whatever tools are available to defend himself. So there's a little bit of victimness in there, which I like, vulnerability for characters. And he's just great. He's not over the top. And like for a year, every time we played, I was like, I get the space prisoner. And my boy's like, okay, you can have him.
you can have that one, man.
I was like,
you don't understand right now. 1 year older, you'll get it.
He's also I don't know why, I like the crowbar. I need to make a Gordon Freeman head for him for Half-Life, and I need to put like the goatee with glasses on there. Maybe I'll actually pay to have a Gordon Freeman head on there so I can swap it every now and then, because I really love that game too. And the crowbar is very symbolic of that. But man, this is, of my entire collection, my favorite figure, and I've only had him for a few years. In fact, like I got him in the mail one time when I was visiting Georgia when I was in Korea, so it was like 2018. So he's really new for me. But not so new where it's like a this year purchase favorite, or it's not like something from my childhood. Like this, I just absolutely love this dude, man. It's so old timey dimer. Yeah, he's just so fun, man. Like, he's my top favorite figure. Let's see if I can get close. See, I'm using a different camera now. Let's see if I can actually. Will it do the thing? Oh, it kind of wants to do the thing. Yeah, there it is. Hey, it did the thing. Nice. I'm using an old phone this time, and it's working better than my new one, which is embarrassing. So, yeah, that's my top favorite figure, man. He's.
I mean, if my house was burning down and I had to leave, it would be this guy right here.
Oh, there you go. I didn't even know you had a complete original Zartan.
Oh yeah, I think I've got some carcasses. I think I amalgamated this complete one over years. Over like the collect when you and I would absorb collections, I'd be like, Zartan. Even only he has one leg piece, but is it the other one? Kind of thing. Like I slowly got a perfect one. But I mean, Zartan, G.I. Joe in general, I just love them all. I still love the O-ring figures. I know a lot of people are obsessed with the O-rings, but I really like innovation in toys. So like I'm really more on your page with like the Joy Toy and like what's coming out now. Yeah. And even the 25th anniversary or whatever, the later versions of G.I. Joes, I really love those. But yeah, Zartan was... I mean, I just played with him so much when I was a kid, and I just loved him to death. He's probably my favorite toy in my entire collection. Yeah.
So that's funny. I didn't know that you had a complete one of those, and like it makes complete sense. Like knowing who you are, knowing your background, everything. So that makes sense. So Zartan, Space Prisoners, Zartan is a great figure. Yeah, he is. That is. Does he still color change? That's a great question.
He does. I've taken very good care of him. Nice. He does. You can see the solar panel on his chest is a little burnt out. Like when they turn blue like that, I think they're done. Okay. Like they're supposed to be clear, and then the blue like shifts with the light or whatever or something. But some of his little solar panels don't work anymore. But yeah, Zartan, he's in desperate need of a new rubber band, so he's very loose right now. But
as Finn calls them, floppy legs. Also,
one of my favorites ever. You know,
I read but did not say out loud. Steven's go-to toy line would be Titanfall. He is like the whole reason he got into toys, like modern collecting wise, was to recreate Titanfall figures. So that's pretty cool. Okay, go ahead, ask us some more questions. Whatever, like just drop some questions in the chat. But we're also gonna cycle through our what you got.
Zartan?
Yeah. We'll cycle through some what you got as well. So Joe, what you got? I got a bunch. Pre-orders crushed me.
Oh yeah, I know you have a lot. This isn't a what you got per se, but it's something I did recently. So I took this guy's. I don't know if you remember him, but he came with this very flimsy piece of junk elastic string holding his mace and handle together. So I just got this chain and so it can wrap around.
That's a cool mod.
So it's extra long, so he can hang from it like, you know, web store would. And then I basically I was like, I got to do something about that string. It's horrible. You know, so I just recently
awesome.
We happened to be in Michael's and I was like, I'm going straight to the jewelry section, find me a chain that looks good. And then I grabbed some. So like I was just,
some magnetic earrings.
Yeah. Oh, and some magnetic. But like, yeah, I was like, I need to improve this guy. Like, I play with him enough that this string is bothering me. I'm always like the second Violet touches it, I'm like, be careful with that string. You know, like kind of thing. You know, I'm just like, this is dumb. What am I doing?
Genius, dude.
So I got rid of that and I just, you know, and connected this is just like a jewelry necklace or whatever. But that's one. My other what you got that doesn't pertain to me per se. But I'm continuing down this path of getting a few of these guys. So I got
those are fun, dude. I haven't got man. He's
a little less fun, only in the sense of like if you see Mikey here. Wow, there's a way the size difference is fantastic.
Whoa, the eyes! Good lord, he's like a fish. Look how far space apart this.
I know, but I mean, I love.
He's like a hammerhead shark.
Mikey here, his shell is small in the front, so he can lift his leg up. Like Raph's shell, like blocks that.
Interesting.
Completely. So
well, he's got a lot package going on there, you know.
Yeah, he's got something down there. But at any rate, I got Raph. I was just like, I was gonna get Donnie or Leo or, you know, like I'm not that I don't love Raph or anything, but like Raph isn't like, he's not high on my list or anything. But I was just in the store and he was like the only one there, and I was like, okay, if I'm gonna run into that problem where I get 3 turtles and I miss the other one because they sell out or something.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna get the ones that are rare. So I just grabbed Raph because he was like the only one there. You know,
sure. No, just in case, right? Yeah.
So I mean, Donnie was kind of close to the same way, but there was like 4 of him. So I was like, okay, I'm a little less worried about Donnie. There was a ton of Mikey and Leo. So I was just like, okay, clearly need to grab Donnie.
That comes in like the Turtle Van packaging, you know? It's got the it's got that pack, man. Yeah. I mean, it's inevitable at this point. So
I don't typically do this and cut stuff out, but they're not for me. They're for my son. So I was like, maybe he'd care, like, because I like throw my packaging out.
Yeah.
And also another cool thing that they do is they put in the little turtle, but they match it to the skin tone. So like each turtle is matching.
I see that. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah. So that like matches Raph. So like I can put the turtles next, you know, I know. But Raph's little card, it says Raph likes to break things. In fact, his biggest goal is to punch someone so hard they throw up. Which I was just like, I'm keeping this. Keeping that.
Dad, he likes to punch people so hard he throws up.
Yes. So I was like, I'm keeping that. I should have cut Michelangelo's out of his package, but I'm keeping that one. That's amazing. If he ever goes, who is Raph exactly? I'll be like, here you go. Here's a little card. It explains all about him.
In the gut.
But yeah, so I picked him up.
Your face. I just want to. That's awesome.
He's good. Yeah, but
those are fun, dude. I'm shocked.
And again, I really just wanted a few cheap turtles for my son to be like, I'm going to put this in my mouth. I mean,
you got all these Super 7. You've got all these Super 7 figures. Let him play with those.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, no, they do. Yeah. They play with Rocksteady and Bebop
These are
a lot.
fun. These are fun.
Well, I don't mind it. Even Violet's only almost 5, and like I don't mind her playing with the Super 7s, but he's just a little young for a $55 toy. You know what I mean?
Here's a question, Gio. I missed this one a little bit earlier here. So, what is the biggest toy line temptation? You know, I'll tell you mine, and it's not like a huge one, but an ongoing struggle every time. They're so cool, but I cannot make that slippery slope or Transformers all the time. They're just constantly like, all like they bring back the Beast Wars, or like they did this cool hybrid where it's like the good guy version, but it's a bad guy now, and like twisted, like it's some sort of twisted shattered glass, whatever. I'm like, these look so awesome, and like the robot modes look cooler and cooler instead of the stupid like boop, I'm transformed. I'm like,
I am now transformed.
They're so good, dude. Like that is a huge temptation. Finn has a few of them, so we just played a game with them and like mixed them in, actually with Ninja Turtles too, with our Ninja Turtle toys. So I was like, oh, this is fun. I was like, no, it can't.
That makes a lot of sense. I do dip my toes in with Transformers, but it's the non-transforming variety. So does it really count? Kind of thing. But not Transformers for me. I do stare at them all the time in the stores though. So I am on your page. I do go like, oh, look at that Hot Rod, or oh wow, that Optimus Prime looks better than the last Optimus Prime, or the one before that, because there's 30
redesigned a Shockwave, and I'm like, oh man, Shockwave and Sound were my two favorites. Like
they do look really cool. They just don't fit with the
right. No, exactly.
Like
right.
Like it's just. I don't know.
The other one that I'm hesitant to get into also is Mezco. Like, to be honest, like that price point is very intimidating.
The price point is intimidating, yeah.
With me backing down, not backing out of, but like slowing down Marvel Legends pace, maybe, you know what I mean? Like, but I've got most of those figures in a playable fashion, so I'm like, I don't know, man. But that's my other one. Mezco is the one where I'm kind of intimidated by walking those waters. So,
I mean, like when I started getting Mezcos, I wish I had done it sooner because I missed out on certain ones, and the secondary market was so astronomically more expensive. But like as the years have gone by, I've like gotten the ones that I sort of want, so it's not as detrimental, to keep going. Start with Prime and next thing
that's it. That's exactly where I'm gonna be. And those giant ones, like for price wise, I'm like, look at this giant robot. They're not that expensive relatively.
Yeah. I still have like. When the Masterpiece first started coming out, like, so I still have like Optimus here, like, and some. Oh, let me put up my toy cam. Sorry. Like I still have this Optimus, like from the very first Masterpiece line that they started with, but like,
I remember these.
And he sits up, and I transform it, and he's like die cast and plastic, and like these vents, like when he's transformed, you push down on his foot, like the vents flap open, like it's got such intricate.
This
like
is still
awesome
your ultimate
things.
Version, right? This is still your ultimate
and that's
version.
kind of the thing. It's like I have this like ultimate version of Optimus Prime that I'm like, and every time I see Optimus Prime and I'm tempted to buy it, I just go, nah, but you're good, kind of thing. But you're like, you don't need that. So that's sort of why Transformers, I'm like, eh. And I got a lot of those Masterpiece back in the day when they were making them look like real cars, so like there was like I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but like Grimlock was a Mustang, and like like some like Shockwave was a That's what I was thinking actually when you were describing transforming and you were going like this. I was like, I'm just picturing you in a juice box.
Before this year is out, we will do an Exo Squad episode, and I will dress up as an E-frame again. An E-frame, mind you.
An E-frame. Oh yeah, not a juice box. That would be ridiculous.
But do you? So you don't really have like a line that you're like dancing the line with, you know what I mean? Like
I think flirting
casual, you know what I mean? Just not you're not touching, you're just flirting casually with it.
I think the only thing that would even remotely fit that category for me is the NECA Turtles, but because I went in on Super 7, it just won't ever happen. But if there's a specific character like Usagi Jumbo, like if there's a specific character that I'm like, I really, really have to have that one, I'll grab him. But like, that's been the only one so far. And there's been plenty of them that I'm like, ooh, maybe, kind of thing. But like,
go check out Eric's channel recently because he's been talking. He kind of had a hiatus. He's pulling.
I saw that one.
He's going crazy about NECA now. He's like, man, NECA's killing it. And I agree. Like again, that's one I look at it. I'm like,
oh, I watched his recent video. Like NECA, like the NECA's dying. He thinks NECA's dying down on the Toon line, and it's like they're ramping up the other. And I think that's great. But also, the Toon line was always like, oh, that's really cool. But I really enjoyed the arcade digital paint jobs that they put on those. And I was like, ooh, that's that I like. But again, it's not to play with, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If it's not playable, done.
Yeah.
Not interested.
It's gotta be playable, my friend.
Playable.
What are you gonna be? Perfect! That's right.
Playable. It's not a loop this time. Okay.
So NECA gargoyles are so good. Actually, I was going to say that is borderline a regret for me because like one of mine broke. I'm kind of like, yeah, well, they're so big. I've played with them a few times with Violet, and their wings are already so heavy that they're kind of like flapping down and not staying up like where you'd want them to be, sort of, or whatever, kind of thing. And I'm just like, the longevity of those things, I don't see it lasting. And I've already kind of like dropped off not getting, like I didn't get Brooklyn or what was the last one? What was the red one that came out? Lexington. No, Lexington's the little green guy. I'm gonna get him. Yeah. But
this kind of answers Gaps questions you hear. Same thing, like hot but disappointed by it. Like
I just got my Steel Clan figures. Oh my god!
Ooh, you got them already? I want one of those. Yes.
Yeah. Well, what was Gaps' question?
Same thing. What you were hot for, but then disappointed in receiving. So, I'm shocked.
Yeah, it's not that I was disappointed. I really like them. But my Hudson took one too many falls off of a shelf, and it was like, and I mean like fault. 3. No, it's unwieldy and heavy in the weirdest places, and they can't stand, and the little rubber tail doesn't hold them up very well as a tripod, and like, it wasn't even me that knocked him over; it was some other person that
a normie, a normal human.
But it was just like, and his foot broke, and it was just like, he's only fallen off the shelf like twice. I've had toys fall off the shelves 1,000 times and they're still fine, like kind of thing. Like, so I don't know. It just kind of soured me on it. And it's not because I don't like what they're doing with it. Looks amazing.
They're really fun. Yeah.
I'm just worried about the brittleness of it and them holding up, man.
So I've been enjoying them a lot. I am only gonna get the Steel Clan ones. I don't care about any of the humans. I don't like. They've really got to go out now. Macbeth may be one of those ones I get because I'm just like, that's one of my favorite characters of all time.
Yeah.
NECA Predators are really good, and my son invested in one. He saved his allowance, he got it, and snapped right away. I was like,
if you look at them,
and I was like, "Yes, son, they're NECA. I'm sorry, man." And like, I felt bad that he paid like $35 or whatever for it. I was like, "I'm sorry," and it's really cool. And it's the one that has the hand chopped off, so it has a teeny little peg to hold the hand in there. And constantly when we're playing, it pops out. And it's really frustrating for him. But yeah, NECA Predators are fun, but a baby's fart just melts them.
Got it.
Here's another question here. So my question earlier was, what's your oldest toy in your collection? Oh, I actually have some really, really old toys. Joe, do you have an answer to this one?
I mean, it's probably going to be a G.I. Joe.
I can go grab mine right now.
What's my oldest toy? Yours is that readily available?
So I shockingly sold most of my earlier childhood toys because I was like, I don't want these. Like I'm not playing with them, or there's better versions out now. But these ones I had to keep, and they're actually these are the ones I had as a kid. I've got, and this still works. And this was the first He-Man figure I ever got, and then paired with him immediately. I got out of the way, Baldy. I got these two. These are my childhood favorites. The toys I played with the most. I love the battle armor. I never got the plain ones. And when I saw the plain ones, I'm like, who the heck wants that when you have this function? That always did that.
Yeah, no, the plain ones.
Yeah, Skeletors is still good. That one always.
Me and my brother were buying those together, kind of like the same thing we did with the Ninja Turtles back in the day. But I got Skeletor with the armor and so I got He-Man when we first bought them, kind of thing. So I had regular He-Man, and then he got Skeletor, and then later on when those came out, I got Skeletor and he got He-Man. So my Skeletor was the flip chest He-Man, or the battle damage one, but his was the He-Man. He had the He-Man.
I own probably about 800 GI Joes. Like, that's not an exaggeration. Like, just about 800 of those, and all those were somebody else's toy at one point in time. Hey, what's up, Mr. Wonderful?
Not all of mine were.
So these two have only ever been owned by me, and that's extremely unique for any other vintage toy in my collection. There's only like these. I opened these other packs as a kid, played with them, and held on to them. I sold all the rest of these guys, though, just out of here.
My Snake Eyes is original. I think I have like a few original GI Joes from my collection. I mean, that I purchased when I was a kid. That I obviously still have because I have all my GI Joes. But like at the same time, that might be one of the oldest ones. I mean, it's gonna be. It would just be like roll the dice and whatever number comes up, pick a GI Joe, you know, like kind of thing. But it's definitely a GI Joe. Would be my oldest stuff that I still have.
What's up, James? How you doing, buddy? Oh man, I love all these people just jumping in here. This is so awesome. James, if you have any questions,
did you get Making Hicks? What's up, guys? Happy to catch a show.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he had a question that he posted very late on our community post as well too, and I can't answer this. What are your all-time top 5 favorite figures? I can't answer that. Like that, I have to like think for a month about that before going into that. You know what I mean? Like this was easy for me to do as the number 1, but top 5? I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
I do. So although the price point is high, I do really love the Mezcos, but specifically that Batman is probably one of my favorite toys. Like he instantly became my favorite toy when I got him. So and it's just one of those things where I'm just like, I don't think I'll ever have a better Batman than this. This is it, you know, kind of thing.
Steven's comment makes me sick that his dad owned the figures that you and I have now. Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he's awesome, and I actually play with them even though he's Mezco. Like I do, he does come down, and I do play with him as like Batman when I'm playing with Violet and stuff. So like,
he's your go-to.
I mean, yeah, obviously Zartan, which I already said. You know,
Starboy, drop a question before you leave. Starboy. Timbo Toy says he has his original Star Wars figures. That's awesome too, man. Impossible. It would take me a long time to have to crack that one open, man.
I'm a huge Batman fan, but also a huge Robin fan. I literally have a collection of like almost every version of Robin I have obtained over the years. Then I still have them all, and like, that one that came out with Batman Returns, that was kind of the Tim Drake suit, but he wasn't in the movie, so it was like a weird one. But like I played with that toy so much, you know, probably. So like, it's probably
here's 2 good questions
probably up
here.
there.
Okay, so what is the oddest figure you've ever gotten? Mine was Mork from Orc. That's a weird one. You win. I can't top that.
Mork from Orc. I actually know what he's talking about. So Tom, my older brother, he's 3 years older than me. He's the one that I was buying Skeletor and He-Man, vice versa.
Yeah.
And you know, kind of over the years, but like, he had Mork from Orc, and I was young enough to be like, what? Why?
But why? What's the suspenders wearing weirdo doing? Yeah. Here's what is your favorite vehicle to play with? Ooh. Oh man, that's
tough because we have GI Joes and other things like GI Joes. Discounting Exo Squad for sure. Like, just take that away.
Say, like, I always try to shove
away. Take suits away.
I take an E-frame. So the Naboo starship, that big silver ship, is one of my favorites because the boys and I play with a lot. We actually use it for 6-inch. We use it for the Guardians of the Galaxy because you can it's a playset, so it opens up laterally.
Yeah,
so
you can kind of fudge it. Yeah, I do the same thing with the Millennium Falcon from the Toy Box.
Yeah, and Rocket can fit in the seats, and like there's a bunch of compartments and like big areas we can dump weapons in, and like you can go up the ramp. I'm like, this is just enough. Like it's small. Like, don't get me wrong. If I post a picture of it, they'd be like, you're an idiot. But the boys and I have enough fun. There's like a medical bay we can lay someone down for a 6-inch figure. Like, it's really, really fun, and it's also huge, obviously too, and it's cool looking. So that is my favorite one to play with the boys as far as vehicles go. Man, I don't know my favorite vehicle to play with. It had to be a G.I. Joe villain, but you know, I army build, so like I don't have one. I'm like all 10 of my his tanks. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You know, when we were kids, one of my favorites was the Warthog, actually, because it was like a troop carrier and a tank and the missiles, and like, but we played with that as if it was a playset because you could almost play inside of it because it had so many compartments, and like, we would play this game where it was like driving down the stairs repeatedly, and they were like fighting on top of it while it's also still moving somehow, like Indiana Jones style, like they're fighting over the tank treads kind of thing. And I mean, that was those games were fun.
That's how the whale was.
The 89 Batmobile was really fun to play with.
The whale was our moving playset, like that thing you just climb all over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and actually, the favorite GI Joe vehicle I play with the boys, that is really crappy. Pirates lost all his childhood toys in a move. That's tragic, man. I can't imagine what a man that
in a single move.
Yeah, that's rough. So the Cobra bug is really fun because it's so large, it has so many compartments, and you can climb in and out of everything. That is our play set.
I didn't have that or the whale when we were little. Well, we did have though
with our boys. My boys.
Although this technically counts as like a base or a play set, I guess. But the mobile command center was really fun. We played with that endlessly. Like that was our GI Joe base. I didn't have the gray base when I was a child. Like. We didn't have a Terradrome, so like the mobile command center was like that was it, like that's what we played on like all the time.
All right, keep asking your questions, guys. I'm gonna show some of my what you got this week. Okay, keep dropping your questions here. All right, so I got crushed by Hasbro this month. Moondragon and Classic Comic Drax came in, which is pretty fun. Like, I'm a big old school Infinity Gauntlet, Silver Surfer reader, and then Thor at that time. So these characters crisscrossed over those lines a lot. And like Moondragon's fine. I actually like her more modernized look, but this is classic. But the classic Drax, my boys were like, "That's Drax." I'm like, "That's the Drax I knew, man." He also came with a non-screamy head, which I think we talked about this last week. Like, wouldn't you want a calm head? He does have a calm head, and it's really good. But
that's good.
He's just he's deliciously candy colored. Like this like gobstopper green he's got going on here is really cool. And he's I don't know, he's just thick and good, and like he's fun, man.
He's thick and good.
Thick and good, man. Just put it on, rub it on. But he's really fun. Like, and whoops. And he came in a 2-pack. He came with alternate hands, which is cool. So when he's raging out, 2 fists. When he's calm, he's got open hands. So I liked him. Again, right now, with how I am with Marvel Legends, would I get him? No. But at the time, I was like, this looks fun. And I don't have any regrets with this figure, too. He's not going to make it a top 10, but I'm really looking forward to playing around with him. I'm gonna keep pushing on this trend here.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
So I found, you know what? We're just gonna stick on the Marvel Legends theme. So Joe, I'm a hypocrite, right? You know what?
Is it gonna be a ninja?
Yeah, I say things. Oh, you want? Yeah, okay. We'll just go ahead and jump to the double hypocrisy here. Ready? It's.
Oh my goodness.
She's really it's Elektra as Daredevil, and I love. I read this in the comic books. It's really cool. I love this aesthetic. She can go below the bandana, but also still did the face sculpt.
That's really awesome.
It's just such a cool figure. I'm like, wow. And it came out with it doesn't have a Build-A-Figure piece for this wave though. It's a Spider-Man-ish wave, and they did it in like the classic animated boxes, like retro, even though that's a very modern figure. And I'm like, okay. But also in that was Tarantula, right? So as I'm talking about not buying Marvel Legends here, right? So I got Tarantula. My boys made so much fun of him. To like, wait, he has knives on. How does he do that, Dad? I'm like, I don't know. Like, how would you actually walk with?
Don't question this.
Yeah, it's so. I was like, well, female Wolverine has knives on her feet that she can retract. Ah, crap. I was like, I don't know, guys. He's like Batroc, okay? He's just gonna get the snot kicked out of him when you move on. So, but he's really fun. And then I got Spider-Woman here in this kind of a blend of her classic costume as well, right? You're seeing the hypocrisy here, right? As I talk about dialing down. Okay. Yep. And then I thought this was an updated Prowler, but it's.
I don't think cutting back on Marvel Legends means what you think it means.
Inconceivable.
You keep using that word, cutting back. I don't think it means what you think it means.
It means buy more, right?
Thank you, Bay Red.
So I didn't really. So he's fun. And then I got this cool Miles purely for the aesthetic. I love the pulled up bandana. I love the hoodie with the ties at the bottom, the black and the red lines. He's so cool. I just love his costumes, man.
He's getting a lot of LOLs.
Yeah. Go ahead, dig in, guys. Dig in, because I'm.
Yeah, you really. I agree. Like, I don't know. I don't know about those dangly bits on that sweatshirt he's got there.
It's the hoodie. It's the tie. Yeah, no.
I know what it is.
It's mutated spider penises, 2 of them. And so
cutting back on the store's stock.
Yeah. So then I got.
I really gotta help these stores cut back on their Marvel Legends.
I'm doing the community a favor, and then I got the Rose, and that's kind of a weird.
So like 100 Marvel Legends.
What's crazy is if this had been a Build-A-Figure line, I would have basically gotten the Build-A-Figure, because I think I only didn't get one from that wave. Gosh, his Rose will not stay in there. So yeah, and what I pulled the tie out because they actually went through the effort of having a separate tie for him. I'm like, okay, like it was just tucked in there.
Wow,
but like,
okay.
That's a lot, right? So, and then for Bob, some people are like, why the Rose? Like, who's the Rose? Well, I'll tell you who the Rose is. So I got the Marvel Legends trading card.
I'm sorry, we're out of time.
Well, that's a dirty one.
We're out of time.
You pulled me a dirty there, Joe. Pulled me a dirty. That is.
So said, how many did you buy before you cut back?
There's one.
By
more
cutting
wave.
back, he means I'm not going to continue pre-ordering.
Right. Well, there's one more wave.
These are previous.
That SNCC wave that we saw with the bearded rock and roll face Daredevil. I got a few of those because, like, yes. Hey, McIntyre, man, so glad you're able to actually come. More cards. You heard it, Joe. You heard it. More cards. More.
We've talked about this. We're gonna talk about the cards at some point.
Hold on. All right.
Just not tonight, I think.
Marvel Legends aside, I got this guy on sale at Amazon. And because the boys and I have been playing Adventurers, and I didn't want to get these guys at full cost, but I loved the movie. I got this guy here.
He's great.
He's just a great aristocrat to have with our adventurers. I'm like, yeah, perfect. No armor, just a regular dude. I can't unsee.
He's perfect for the exact character he plays in the movie.
Oh my gosh, we cannot talk about the movie and how I absolutely love it. We've watched it twice, and my boys and I were like, are we ready to watch it a third time? Like, we loved that movie. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And then I got one more here. I actually have 2 more, but I'm going to show one more, and then we'll cut to you, okay? And then we'll go back to my last one, right? Sure. And the art does, yes, the art matches the Rose figure design here. Well, Joe's turned away. Quick, Joe's turned away. Quick, Joe's turned away. There's
Wait a second.
They even got the tie color down. That's crazy. Dom, is that green dot in your hand? The green dot is not to remind me to buy more Marvel Legends. We are painting boxes for our next backyard battle. So we were spray painting a bunch of stuff outside. And I got so this is also from
which
D&D.
movie? D&D
movie. Yeah, D&D.
The Dungeons and Dragons. What was it? Honor Among Thieves. Honor Among Thieves.
Yeah, wait. Come on.
Timber Toys is getting there for us.
I got this today.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome.
Really fun, and these have wires in them, so you can bend them however. It's got 6 legs going on here. It's got a cool little bendy tail. And what was really funny about this, I tried to sneak monsters like this into the house so the boys can't see them, and then
you can bring it out.
So we're actually playing a dungeon right now, and so I was like, oh, I've got this for the next room. This is perfect. And I go to take the trash out. And Finn comes walking in, and he's got this package in his hands, like, Dad. And he's like holding it as I come back in the house. And he was like, and I've already punished him once because he ruined a surprise. Like, hey, I've got a surprise, don't ruin it. And he opened the box, like, I saw it. I'm like, that wasn't funny. So this time I walk back in the house. He's got the display piece in the box. He goes, Dad. And I'm like, Finn. He goes, Dad, you left it on the couch. It was on the couch, Dad. What kind of surprise is that? Who leaves a surprise on the couch? And I was like, okay, fair enough, son.
He's got a point, Don. He's got a point.
He was like defending instantly. Dad, who leaves surprises on the couch? And then he was like, carry. He's like, and then he said, what was really funny? He's like, what was I supposed to do? Not carry this to you? I was like, all right. This is my 6-year-old. I'm like, all right.
What's I supposed to do? Not carry this to you?
So, oh yeah, yes, these things are cool. They're a little pricey. If these went down in price, I'd probably get a couple more of them. So
yeah, like have a little pack of them.
Yeah. All right, I got one more to show Joe, but I just read smart. I want to transition to you here real quick, and then please, if there's any other crazy questions you guys want to ask us, want to know, like just let us know.
Well,
actually, let me ask them a question. What's something cool you guys picked up this week?
What do you got? Hey, chat, what you got over there this week?
What you guys got over there?
Megan Hicks said, Joe, what's in your arm's reach with good soft goods? I mean, I did just show you Batman, but yeah, all this, any of these Mezcos. I really enjoy this guy here.
He's aside so fun.
But his cape is just so I don't know what it is. Like this material they use is fantastic, but his hands do fall off a little bit, and he doesn't have ankle movement, so it's really hard to stand. But play-wise, I love him. You know, kind of
cool.
thing. You know, because this is on elastic, so this is Velcro to his shoulder, so it does not come free, or if it does, it's not a big deal. Another, I know I'm just showing Batman's, but the other one I really love is Old Man Batman.
I love
Mezco style, and he's fantastic. I love him so much. Cool. And just beefy and huge. I actually kind of use him more often with Violet because he, to me, Dark Knight Returns kind of exists outside of regular continuity for me. So I can kind of put him with the Thundercats or He-Man or whatever we're doing in the room that's just crazy, and it doesn't really break the mold for me in my brain for some reason. I can just be it's Old Man Batman. He's in Valhalla. He's dead, and this is where they're all at. Right? Eternia kind of. I don't know. In my brain, it's Old Man Batman would be the one that's there, not
yeah. Huh.
Kind of thing. So I use him more often, sort of in that vein. But all the Mezcos have great cloth goods, man.
Some good answers to the question so far. So, Bob, I love your purchasing habits, man. So Bernard and Ratko from Acid Rain World arrived this week. I tell you, more and more. I know.
Get some Acid Rains.
I know more and more of those waves. Your pirate type guys you got, or your grungy guys were so cool, man.
Those are awesome.
Walmart Star Wars. You painted these guys green, didn't you, Timbo? They looked really cool. If that wasn't you, I'm sorry, but go paint them green. An F-14. How much was that on Amazon, dude? That's a hefty toy there. A box full of 3D prints from the 3D King himself at Rad Toy Galaxy. Oh wow, it's super generous, man. And then Thirsty for Blood Godzilla. Nice. I saw the fire one that just came out too. My boys were like, "That's so cool." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's Godzilla, man. I can't unsee that."
What scale is that, Brigantire? How big is the Godzilla? Because there's a bunch of different lines out there that I don't pay attention enough, so I don't know what that one's from. I recently got a bunch of Titanfall helmets. They arrived in nice pale candy orange color. I was tempted to eat them because my inner child is 18 months old. But I primed them black and said, "Okay."
Steven's customizing recently with his color schemes. He took a Marauder body and lightly changed it to a darker orange. I was like, man, that looks so cool. He's got some really cool. It's almost like racer, space racer type colors he's putting on the schemes on there too. They look so cool, man.
Nice.
Picked up a Legacy AT-AT. Whoa, really? That's one of the ones I regret not getting. Is it opens up from the side? I saw it somewhere for $100, and I was like, where am I going to put that? And then years later, I'm like, that was stupid. I should have gotten that. That was stupid. Yeah, that was me. Oh, good job. Those were really good. I've seen people do washes on the yellow ones, but I really liked your green. I had to do a
35 for that F-14.
That's a crazy steal. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Daggum. Good job.
Orange is the best color.
Get out of here. All right.
Boss, we're in Georgia. My boss went to UGA. He despises orange, and I'm a graphic designer, artist at work. Yeah. So every time we used to the orange color comes up ever, he's like, "Get that orange out of here!" And I'm like, "Oh, you're so insane." Who cares?
And then Joe, right before you get to your last pickup here, just printed an Imperial shuttle. Very happy with it. So if you haven't seen Rad, that's
really cool.
Yes, it looks really cool, man. I'm telling you, Rad
I really need to get it. I don't understand why I haven't gotten a 3D printer yet. Like, what is wrong with me?
Here's what we should do. We should have Rad come on, show off the stuff he's been printing, and talk to us about 3D printing. Rad,
and then be like, buy this one, Joe. And I'll be like,
exactly.
You.
Yes, exactly. We're going to do a 3D printing tutorial on here, okay?
You know what? Part of my brain is like, do I want a 3D printer or do I want a laser cutter so I can like cut walls and doors and interesting things and glue them together and make buildings and stuff? Like my, you know, like... Yeah, so, or maybe I'll do that and you get the 3D printer and we'll just like vice versa.
Yeah, Joe, smarten up. And then Brick and Tire says 9 inches. Yeah, have you seen Godzilla versus the same body? Yep. Yeah, no, they look really cool. I can't unsee the Godzilla thing. So
yeah,
and then Pains, I did reveal my top favorite figure. And here, just because you asked me on your show, I didn't say it then. It is the Acid Rain Space Prisoner. So that's my #1 favorite figure. You had asked me on your show, and I teased it out there. So, okay. And the Rad's down to be able to do 3D print. All right. What you got, Joe? What's the final thing? What's your final pick up there?
Well, I got 2 final things. Not one. I have 2 final things. But I got Dusty Tiger Force, which isn't okay, it's Dusty. Right. It's Tiger Force Dusty. Yeah. No, he's pretty cool. I like, honestly, the original's a little boring and plain for me, so this one's kind of fun. But yeah, it's just Tiger Force Dusty, nothing crazy there. And the only other thing that I got this week, Dom, is something that you've got this entire line, but you haven't shown her at all. But I got this Cosmic Legions.
Wow, because I didn't get her out of the line. That's cool.
So I got the one that you didn't get. All right, cool. She's got some. Speaking of cloth goods, she's got some cool cloth goods. It's a wired poncho hoodie thing that comes off completely. She's got the pistols holsters on the back. She's got this cool mask that actually comes off this head sculpt, and she has a different head sculpt, so if you don't want the mask on there.
What's up, Gaz? Oh man, don't kiss to you. Miss you from Joe Fest, buddy.
And then she's got this head sculpt that has like the longer hair that's not pulled
very
back.
Cool. Yep. I think the Tiger Force should be Joe's car playing cars. No time, Joe. There's no time
for Tiger Force. Also, like who cares? It's Tiger Force. It's a repaint.
Payne's just got his Cosmic Legion suit now. So that disc right there. What's the pink disc? No. Oh, that's really
so. This
cool.
is that was just cool. Like her cloth goods come with this awesome symbol on the back.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Amazing. It's 2-tone, so it's kind of like Robin style cape. Good so it's got. And the snap on the front, like it's awesome, and it's wired the whole way through. So and the hood too, so you can like fold this to however you want it to go. It's like a little hologram thing. Like she's looking at the planet.
I know.
She's going
what is a planet? Okay, so
it looks like a planet. It looks like a Saturn-like planet.
Revealed that the images. There was another image that was kind of weird and long and blocky, and they were like, "What is this, man?" And then the 4 Horsemen recently revealed a ship design. So the hologram was like a teaser to a ship. Yeah, so that that is the planet.
UFO type ship.
No. The ship was blocky and rectangular. But what I'm saying is those holograms are how they're sneaking in the lore. So like that planet is the prison planet. Like there's a skull figure face on there is the one that you're like they keep sneaking the things out through the hologram things. I thought that was extremely clever. Like the ship is another example of it too. But that little addition is so awesome.
Yeah, I really like it. It's really cool. I mean, it's really just cool to have a little and like I've got a hologram, or whatever.
So cool.
She's awesome. Like, it's the only one I picked up because I was just like, I have no money for this, but if I can get another female character for my daughter to play with, like, I'm all in. So, like, I'm always just going to be like, I'm going to cherry pick the girls. So I have more.
They're so cool.
Figures for her to gravitate towards, kind of thing. So, like, that's really why I got her out versus like getting some of the soldiers that, like, for instance, you put up that were like, I'm like, I want some of those.
Well, I got the other female, the Tonk. I don't know why I call her that. Like whatever her name is, right? She seems the tougher, the heavy machine gunner one. I got her.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I don't know. Like it's really cool, and like the cloth goods are amazing.
On the strap for the rifle, it's like insane.
UFOs, yep. It's really cool. Those figures.
The sniper rifle's super huge and fun, but like her.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, man, my top 10 list has dramatically changed since I got Cosmic Legions. They are so.
I mean, she's definitely really cool. I like, you know what I mean. So At any rate, yeah. So that was my last pickup for this week. I really only had like her and Dusty, and then Raphael. But like, I wanted to show the chain thing that I bought.
No, I got crushed by pickups. Okay, all right. Claw straps, metal buckles. Yeah. No, the Cosmic Legions way blew me away. I loved it so much. I went and bought 2 of the science officers a higher price. Like I was like, I've got to have
Mythic and Cosmic Legions. The 4 Horsemen have just been kind of crushing it out with their cloth goods recently. Just like the adding on, like instead of a rubbery cloth bit hanging down between their legs, it's now cloth goods. Like they've been like really upgrading their figures, and the price point is still the same. So that's like,
I know, it's so good. So, all right, here's my. Is this my last pickup here? Yeah, I guess I said it was my last. Right? I don't remember. Representing the 4-inch figures coming in here. Got this little cutesy little puppy dog here. He comes with this cool Wastelander from Joy Toy.
Oh,
he's really fun, man. So what's funny with Joy Toy is that like the line continues. Hold on, I got to remove my light because I was washing out with the rose there. There we go. Like the hands and wrists are bigger than like the ones that I have for the yellow armored guys and stuff. Like they're thicker, and like this hand is like the Tau. It's big. This helmet comes off. I love like the mining helmet kind of. You know what this reminds me of is Nausicaa.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's very Nausicaa.
Oh yeah.
So like, let's try to get him to focus on the guy. But the pack is one giant solid piece, which is fine, but it does tend to pop out. But it's got this little shovel that can clip off there. And you can slide, you can slide stuff into the sides here. So that's pretty cool. But it's huge and it's heavy and does fall off. But the armor's neat. He's got pouches just all over him. The helmet comes off. He's got a gas mask. He's got this metal detector, which is neat. He's really fun. Like, what am I going to use this guy for? Like a pirate, a bounty hunter, a waster guy. The dog is really fun. It's not articulate at all. It just sits in the spot like that. But the mask
comes off.
Yeah. I wish the pack had a peg that it could come off. Maybe that's asking for too much, but for $45, whatever. I do wish that pack could come off.
I mean, it's a peg. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't be too much. But yeah, he's really fun. The boys already loved him. They were coming up with ideas. And that's why I love Joy Toy and Acid Rain. It's like I get to make up whoever this is. And I want to swap the head out, but the helmet is very set for his head. And I also feel like this head is a little bit larger than some of the other ones. Like it's a little bit bigger, man. And like I was going to ask you about Gregson, if his head was bigger than some of the other regular ones, because sometimes the Joy Toy heads look tiny in a G.I. Joe, but this one looks like just right on there. So
I think Gregson's head is pretty standard.
Is it standard? Okay.
It seems to be.
This guy was super fun. Again, I don't buy a lot of new Joy Toys because they're so expensive. I do cherry pick, like here's an example, or wait for them to go on sale and then I snatch them up.
Yeah.
So
your Joy Toy bench is a lot deeper than mine, so it's hard for me to say he's got a super standard head. But like he has the same helmet on that Bo Yang Fang has on.
Oh, okay.
So
all right,
there
you go.
So it fits the regular.
A little bit bigger. So, but yeah, I Joy Toy, man, my number one line. Like I absolutely love them. And I think that I'm going to dial down on Marvel Legends. I will, guys. I swear I will. In order to buy more of these type figures, because this is awesome. This has so much playability, so much character. So really cool.
Makes it tempting to world build in 6-inch. Those would go great with Black Series. Oh yeah. I mean
the Cosmic Legions. Oh my gosh. Yes. Whoop.
So he's talking about the Cosmic Legions, but I mean, like that's kind of why I bought her, because me and Violet play with. She loves Princess Leia. We've been watching. She watched Star Wars for the first time recently, so like we've been playing a lot of 6-inch Star Wars, like Black Series Star Wars. So I was like, I would absolutely add a random alien bounty hunter into my.
It's changing. I've always said, like, I buy 6-inch fantasy and 7-inch with Mythic Legions, and Motu and stuff go into that fantasy game. Then it's Marvel Legends, and then G.I. Joe can kind of be in Marvel Legends because they're goons that kick around, and then 4-inch sci-fi, and that's it. But now 6-inch sci-fi, like no.
Yeah, but some of them can. Some of the big monster beast aliens can swap in with the 4-inch.
Yeah. So. Frogman is cool, and also the wolf pack, the 2-pack with the girl and the big wolf. I really want to get that one. Like, I love that. Yeah, he's huge. So I finally saw him in scale in proportion to others. He's huge. So who's gonna win the big game this weekend? That's us. We're gonna win. Oh, there you go. You actually put it in his hands. It's the anti-aircraft rifle.
It keeps going. There you go.
I'm surprised that figure's hip joints could sustain that.
I mean, great. Yeah, it's only because he's not an O-ring, I think.
Right. Yeah.
He can't even hold. He can't put his hand around that handle.
That's great.
Anyway.
Yeah. Guys, that's pretty much what we got picked up. We kind of just like I don't remember which one we said like, hey, do you guys just want to do a question and answer? And it seemed like you had fun hanging out with us. I had a blast hanging out with you guys. Like, it's awesome.
It was recent. Yeah. Maybe last
couple episodes ago. Yeah. So thank you. If there's something that you guys want to see, and there's something you're like, hey, can you show us? Hey, can you invite? Like, tell us. Like, hey, we really loved when you did blah. Can you do that again? Like, please tell us. Like,
oh yeah. We're always like, what are we gonna do next? You know.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you guys have things you want to see, I would rather do that. You know.
Yeah. And I never want to, like, and Joe and I have talked about this in the background too. It's like, we don't want the show to become self-indulgent where it's just like, hey Joe, what, like, we're talking to each other, you know, and like, you know what I mean?
I mean, we are.
But yeah, but you get in those shows sometimes where you're like, hey, or you two are very wrapped up in your own business. Do you want us to leave? You know what I mean? So we want to make sure that let's get weird. Show us your toes. I can't keep up with Steven, man. It's like, it's not even a ping pong ball. It's like a race car that's been catapulted. I don't know how to describe it. Like a chicken. He's like a chicken, I guess so. Anyways, on the 17th, we're going to have Toy Ploy on to the channel. We're really excited to be able to see him. It's going to be awesome to be able to talk to a super talented individual. Like, not only is he pretty popular, but man, the guy has so much talent, and like his restoration and creativity is fantastic. So we're really excited to be able to have him come on here. And then I don't remember who I invited on for next week, but now we've got another show where we're going to do with Rad and also Joe. We've got a few people. Pains is here that want to talk G.I. Joe Classified. So we're going to have a full classified episode of just like, here's our favorites. Here's some customs. What do you guys think it's coming up? It'll be a classified focus. So, but yeah, I think that's it, Joe.
Yeah, I think we won toys. I think we won toys this week.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, that thank you, everyone, for coming out. But I lied. We're not doing those episodes because we're done. We're never streaming again.